Chapter 1. The Spark of a New Journey. Do you dream of speaking English with ease? This journey can change your life in just 1 hour. I want to share a new way to learn English fast. This method can open many doors for you. In 5 short months, you can start to speak and understand English better. It is a bright and simple path that anyone can take. Learning English can feel like a big mountain to climb. Yet every step you take is small and clear. English is a key to new friends, better jobs, and fun travels. It is a language used in many places. You can use it to share your ideas and dreams. When you begin this journey, you will build 4 important skills. You will learn to read, write, listen, and speak. These skills work like pieces of a puzzle that come together to make you a good speaker. When we are little, we learn our first language by hearing our parents and family. We listen to the soft voices around us. We try to copy the sounds and words. Slowly, we learn to speak by repeating what we hear. Later, we go to school to read and write. This is the natural way a child learns, but learning a new language is not the same. It needs a different order to help you grow fast and steady. For a second language like English, the steps change. You start with reading. Reading is quiet and calm. When you read, you see words and learn how they come together. You have all the time you need. You can look up words and think about their meaning. This step is like planting a seed in your mind. When the seed grows, it makes the rest of the tree strong. After reading, you write. Writing lets you use the words you have learned. It is a way to practice and make the words your own. Write simple sentences every day. Do not worry if your words are not perfect. With time, each word will find its place. Writing helps you see the language in a new light. It is like drawing a picture with words. This step shows you the patterns and the flow of English. Next, you listen. Listening is like opening your ears to a new sound world. You will hear the music of English in movies, songs, and friendly talks. Listen to voices that speak slowly and clearly. At first, you may not catch every word. That is okay. Keep your ears open and try to understand little by little. Listening helps you feel the rhythm of the language. It fills your mind with sounds that soon become familiar. Finally, you speak. Speaking comes naturally when you have done the other steps well. When you write and listen, you start to form your own words. Speaking is like sharing a story with a friend. It may seem hard at the start, but every word you speak makes you stronger. This is the last step in your learning path. It is the moment when you show the world your progress. I know that starting a new language can be scary. I have felt lost when I could not say the words I wanted to share. I remember a time when I felt shy and confused. I sat quietly and wished I could join the talk, but I learned that each small step counts. I began with simple reading. I wrote short sentences and listened to gentle voices. I talked to myself and to my friends. Each day, I made a little progress. My heart grew brave as I used the words I had learned. This is a journey that can be yours too. Every goal starts with a clear idea. You must set a small goal each day. Today, read a short story or a few lines. Tomorrow, write a sentence about your day. The day after, listen to a song in English. Soon, you will speak with a smile and confidence. This simple plan is a strong plan. It helps you to focus and to grow steadily. When you see your own progress, you will feel proud and happy. This new way to learn English is not hard. It is made of clear and simple steps. Each step builds on the last one. You do not need to learn many words at once. You need to learn a few words and use them well. You need to see the beauty of every small progress. The plan is like a ladder that takes you up to your dreams. Step by step, you rise higher. You move from reading to writing, then to listening, and finally to speaking. Imagine a quiet morning when you sit with a book in your hand. The words on the page are new friends waiting to greet you. Later, you write a few lines about the sun and the sky. In the afternoon, you listen to a friendly voice on a small radio. In the evening, you speak a few words to a kind neighbor. Every moment is a chance to use English. Each moment adds a new brick to the strong wall of your knowledge. This journey is not just about learning words. It is about building a new world for you. A world where you can share your thoughts with people near and far. It is a chance to explore new ideas and cultures. Every word you learn is a key that unlocks a door. Every sentence you write is a bridge to someone else. Every sound you listen to and every word you speak builds your confidence. This is your path to a brighter future. Now, take a deep breath and look ahead. The road may seem long, but each step is clear and simple. This is the start of a wonderful adventure. You hold the map to a new language in your hand. The plan is easy to follow, and every day brings a new chance to grow. Let your heart be light and your mind open. You are ready to begin a journey that will change your life. In the next steps, you will build strong skills that will support your dreams and help you speak English with ease. Enjoy each moment and trust that your efforts will bring you closer to success. Chapter 2. Laying the Foundation with Reading and Writing. Today we start a new part of our journey. Reading is the first step to learn English. It is a calm way to see many words and ideas. When you read, you look at letters that form simple words. You see how words join to make short sentences. This step is quiet and slow. You can take as much time as you need. You can read at your own pace. Each word you see is like a small light that shows you the way. I like to choose books that are easy and clear. I pick simple stories that make me smile. I look at each sentence with care. When I see a word I do not know, I open a small book to learn its meaning. I write that word in a notebook so I will remember it later. I use my notebook to see how words work. I add a word here and a word there. This habit makes reading a fun treasure hunt. Every page that I read gives me a little more strength in English. After I read, I start to write. I write short words on paper. I make simple sentences about what I see and feel. I write about the sun, the sky, or a small tree in my garden. I write one sentence at a time. I do not worry if my sentence is short. I know that every word I write helps me learn. Writing is like looking in a small mirror. It shows me how I use words. When I see my writing, I learn how to say things better. I write again and again. Each time, my sentence feels a little stronger. I remember my first days of writing. I sat quietly with a pencil and paper. I wrote a few lines about my morning. I wrote about the red apple on my table and the blue sky outside. I did not use long sentences. I kept my words small and clear. I looked at my paper and saw that I was growing with each word. I learned to change small mistakes. I read my words slowly and fixed them. This made me feel brave and happy. Reading and writing are like two friends who work together. Reading gives me many new words and ideas. Writing gives me a way to share my thoughts. Both skills build a strong base in English. I learn the shapes of words by reading. I learn to use them by writing. When I combine these steps, my mind grows clear and ready. I do not need to speak fast or worry about mistakes. I can learn without any pressure. Every morning, I sit with my favorite book and read a few pages. I make sure the book is easy and full of clear words. I look at the pictures and try to say the word in my head. I smile as I see a word that feels new and bright. I write a note about that word in my little book. I add a short meaning next to it. I feel proud when I see my list grow day by day. I learn that every word is a small win. In the afternoon, I take a quiet break. I sit in a sunny corner and open a fresh notebook. I write a few simple sentences about what I did that day. I write about the walk I took, the food I ate, or a small chat with a friend. I keep my thoughts short and clear. I do not use hard words. I use words I have read before. I try to learn one new word each day. I write it, say it, and keep it safe in my memory. Sometimes I use an online story that is made for learners. I watch the text on a screen. I listen to a clear voice that reads the same words. I follow the words with my eyes. I pause when I need more time. I write a few lines about what I heard. I try to copy the sound and style of the speaker. I write the sentence in my own way on my paper. This mix of reading and writing makes the day feel light and full of hope. I also ask a kind teacher for help. I show my writing and listen to simple advice. The teacher tells me a little word here and a small fix there. I write the new version and feel my words become clear. I learn that a little change can make a big difference. I take the advice with a smile and write again. I see my progress in every line. Each day, I make a small promise to myself. I say, today I will read one page and write 3 simple sentences. I keep my promise every day. Even when I feel tired, I take a moment to read a few lines. I take a little time to write a short note. I know that each small step is a step toward my dream. I feel a gentle joy when I see my skills grow. I learn that patience and practice are my best friends. Reading gives me a world of colors and new ideas. Writing gives me a way to share my thoughts with others. Together, they are like a pair of strong wings that help me fly. I do not rush or force myself. I let each word and each sentence build my world. I see a bright future in every small page and every simple line. I believe in my small steps, and I know they lead to a big change. Today I close my book and put down my pencil with a warm smile. I feel the joy of a day well spent with words. I know that tomorrow I will read a little more and write a little more. I am happy with my progress. I feel safe and confident with every simple sentence. My journey in reading and writing grows with each new day. I look forward to tomorrow, when my eyes will see new words and my hands will write new thoughts. I take one more step on this path that leads to speaking English with ease and joy. Chapter 3. Immersing in English through listening. Today we explore the art of listening. Listening is the key to making words come alive. It helps you join the letters you see with the sounds you hear. When you listen well, you feel the language in your heart. This skill builds a bridge between reading and speaking. It gives life to the words that you learn by reading and writing. There are two ways to listen. One way is to let sounds enter your ears without much thought. The other way is to listen with full attention. The first way is gentle and calm. You allow the voices to flow around you. The second way is active. In active listening, you focus on each word. You try to catch every sound. You repeat the words in your mind. This type of listening helps you understand better. I use many tools to practice listening. I watch movies that have clear and simple language. I listen to news that speaks slowly. I enjoy songs with an easy melody. I also use short audio clips from online apps. All these tools offer a chance to hear English in different ways. Each tool gives you a new sound and a fresh word. Let me share a fun method called the movie technique. First, choose a short scene from a film. Start by watching it with captions on the screen. The words help you follow the story. You see the text and hear the sound at the same time. This mix of sight and sound makes the words stick in your mind. Next, pause the video after a sentence. Listen to the sentence carefully. Try to repeat the sentence in your own voice. Speak slowly and clearly. Feel the rhythm and the tone of the speaker. This practice helps you remember the sentence. It also helps you learn the natural pace of English. After you have repeated the sentence a few times, play the scene again without captions. Listen to the words on your own. This step makes your ear work harder. You learn the flow of the language without any help. It is like walking on your own path after following a guide. With each repeat, your confidence grows. Another useful method is shadowing. Shadowing means that you listen and speak at the same time. You hear a short phrase and then repeat it immediately. You try to copy the exact tone and speed of the speaker. This practice makes your speech sound natural. You feel the beat of English in every word. It trains your mouth to form words just like a native speaker. I also use the echo method. I listen to a clear sentence and then pause the audio. I repeat the sentence in my own words. I do this several times until I feel comfortable. This exercise helps me fix my pronunciation. It makes my speech smooth and steady. I learn the sound of each word by repeating it carefully. Listening is not just about sounds. It is about understanding how words fit together. Every sentence has a simple structure. By listening, I learn the order of words. I see how small words join to make a complete thought. It is like watching a puzzle come together piece by piece. Each sound adds a new piece to the picture. I sometimes listen to simple audio stories. These stories tell a small tale with clear voices. I hear the feelings of each character in the story. I learn new words in a gentle and fun way. Listening to these stories makes the language come alive. It paints a picture in my mind with every sentence I hear. I use my phone and computer to play short audio clips. I choose a clip that lasts only a few minutes. I sit in a quiet place and focus on the sound. I listen with care and try to understand every word. I replay the clip if I miss a sound. I write down a few words that are new to me. This routine helps me build a strong connection with English. Every day, I set aside time for listening practice. I pick a short video or an audio clip. I sit in a quiet room and close my eyes. I let the sounds fill my ears and my mind. I take a deep breath and listen to the gentle flow of words. I try to catch the meaning of each sentence. I enjoy the simple music of the language. Sometimes I find that words come too quickly. When this happens, I slow down the audio. I replay the clip and listen again. I do not worry if I do not understand everything at once. I trust that with each repeat, my ear becomes sharper. I learn that patience and practice make a difference. I remember the first time I listened to an English song. I sat with my head bowed and closed my eyes. I heard the soft tune and clear words. I tried to hum along with the melody. I felt a gentle joy as the words filled the room. That moment made me love listening even more. Listening also supports my reading and writing. The words I see become more real when I hear them. My mind connects the printed letters to the spoken sound. This connection makes my learning stronger. I feel more prepared to speak and write because I have heard the language many times. Today, I listen with an open heart and a patient mind. I let each sound touch my ears gently. I practice active listening and feel the beauty of simple words. Every audio clip, song, and story teaches me something new. I build my language step by step with every sound. At the end of the day, I sit quietly and listen to a short podcast. I let the words wash over me like a soft rain. I repeat a few sentences in my head and smile. I know that each listening session brings me closer to my goal. I feel the strength of the language growing inside me. Listening is my constant friend on this journey. It makes the words I read and write come alive. I am grateful for every sound I hear. I promise to keep listening every day. I know that one day I will speak English with ease and joy. My ears are open and my heart is ready. Every sound guides me on my path to fluency. Chapter 4. Building Speaking Confidence and Fluency. Today I want to share the art of speaking English. Speaking shows your ideas and feelings. It is the step where you use your words in real life. Many learners feel shy when they try to speak. They worry about errors and feel embarrassed. I want you to know that mistakes help you grow. Every error is a chance to learn and improve. You do not have to be perfect. What matters is that you try. When you speak, you share your thoughts with others. With each word, you build strength in your voice. I remember the first time I tried to speak English. I stood in front of a mirror and said a few simple words. My heart beat fast and I felt nervous. I whispered, "I am learning English." I repeated that phrase many times. Slowly, my voice grew steadier. I saw that speaking by myself was a safe step. I learned that self-talk is a good start. This practice helped me become more comfortable with my voice. Next, I tried to record my words. I used a small phone to capture my speech. I listened to the recording and heard the sound of my voice. I noticed little mistakes and corrected them. This simple act made my speech clearer. I learned how to change my tone and speed. I felt happy when I heard my progress. Listening to my own words made me feel proud and encouraged me to speak more. I also began to speak with others. I started by saying hello to a neighbor. I said, "Hello, how are you?" in a clear voice. The neighbor smiled and replied kindly. This small talk helped me see that my words mattered. I then joined a small group of learners. In that group, we took turns sharing short sentences. We talked about our day and simple plans. Every conversation gave me more courage. I learned that each talk is a chance to improve. I went to a local shop to practice ordering food. I walked in and said, "I would like a cup of tea, please." The cashier answered in a friendly tone. I smiled and thanked him. That moment felt like a big victory. I realized that speaking in public places can be fun. I learned that every interaction, no matter how brief, builds my confidence. Repetition is an important friend when learning to speak. I practice a phrase over and over until it sounds smooth. For example, I repeat, "I am happy today," many times. Each repetition makes my words flow better. I do this every morning and feel a small boost in my self-assurance. Repeating simple sentences helps my mouth remember the sounds. With practice, my speech becomes more natural. I try a question and answer method as well. I ask myself, "What did I do today?" and then answer, "I walked in the park." I ask another question, "What do I see around me?" and reply, "I see green trees and a bright sky." This exercise helps me think quickly in English. It trains my mind to form sentences without delay. I feel that my thoughts become clearer with each answer. This method is a gentle way to practice real conversations. Sometimes I join online meetings with learners from different places. In these meetings, I listen to others and share my simple stories. I say, "I had a good day at work," and listen as a friend says, "I enjoyed my lunch." Each word shared in the group makes me feel a part of a community. I learn that speaking is not a lonely task. Many people share the same journey, and each voice matters. I also find that speaking in quiet places helps. I sit in a small garden or a peaceful room and describe what I see. I say, "The flowers are bright," or "The wind is soft today." These moments let me use English without pressure. I learn to use my voice in a relaxed way. I enjoy the sound of nature and my words together. This practice brings calm and makes my speech easier. When I speak slowly and clearly, I feel more confident. I do not rush my sentences. I give myself time to think about each word. I know that speaking is like taking a gentle walk. Every step, even if small, moves me forward. I remember that every sentence is a brick that builds my language skills. I feel the strength of my voice growing with each attempt. I understand that errors will come. I accept that not every sentence will be perfect. I learn from each mistake and try again. I remind myself that even short answers can be strong. I know that clear and simple words are the best tools for communication. Each effort is a step toward fluency, and every word helps me learn. Now, I feel more confident with my voice. I see that speaking English brings joy and a sense of freedom. I share my thoughts, and I listen to others. I know that each conversation is a chance to grow. My journey in speaking is one of small victories and many moments of learning. I feel happy when I hear my progress, and I know that I am on the right path. Today, I take a deep breath and let my voice be heard. I choose to speak without fear. I use simple words and clear sentences to tell my story. I trust that my efforts will lead me to fluency. Every word I say is a step closer to a bright future in English. I am proud of my progress and excited for the next conversation. I know that I can speak with ease and share my dreams with the world, one simple sentence at a time. Chapter 5. Expanding Vocabulary and Mastering Grammar. Today we explore new words and the rules of language. Words are like little building blocks that help us make sentences. They let us share our thoughts and feelings. When we learn many words, we can talk about many things. I want to share a simple way to grow your vocabulary and learn grammar with ease. This chapter is full of gentle tips and clear ideas that help you use English better. Every new word is a step on your journey. Words open small doors that lead to big worlds. I begin by reading simple stories. When I read, I note words that are new to me. I write each word in a small book. I put the word on one side and its meaning on the other side. I also write a short example with that word. This way, I remember each word better. I look at my little book every day and say the words out loud. Each word becomes a new friend. With every page, my friend list grows. I also use flashcards to learn words. I write a word on one side of a card and its meaning on the other. I review these cards in the morning and in the evening. I look at a card, say the word, and think of its meaning. I feel happy when I remember a word correctly. This simple game makes learning a fun part of my day. Each card helps me keep the word in my mind, and soon I use the word in a sentence. Learning grammar is not hard when you use real-life examples. Grammar is a set of rules that helps us make clear sentences. I do not learn grammar by memorizing thick books. I learn by reading and by listening to people speak. I see how simple sentences are built. For example, I say, I eat an apple. I learn that each word has its own job. The subject does the action, and the verb shows the action. I learn slowly by writing many short sentences. I write about my day or describe a place that I see. I keep my sentences short and clear. I try to balance learning grammar with creativity. I do not worry if my sentence is not perfect. I know that trying is more important than being right. I write a sentence and then read it aloud. I listen to how it sounds and then change a small part to make it better. I learn to use common patterns of language by watching simple examples. I notice that many sentences start with easy words. I see that using a similar structure makes my mind comfortable with English. Each new sentence gives me a bit more strength. I keep a small diary to write about my life. In my diary, I write one short paragraph about my day. I mention things like the weather, the food I ate, or a kind smile from a friend. I write about a quiet walk in the park or a moment when I felt happy. I read my diary later and see that I use many new words. I also see new ways to say the same idea. This makes me feel proud. I learn that writing every day is a simple way to practice grammar. My diary is a kind friend that shows me my progress. Sometimes I read a short news article that is easy to understand. I pick a simple piece from a local news source and underline words that are new. I write those words in my vocabulary book. Then I write a short summary of the article in my own words. I make sure to use short and clear sentences. This practice helps me see how ideas come together in a natural way. I learn that using my own words makes grammar strong. I also watch a short video that explains a simple grammar rule. I listen to the teacher and then repeat the rule in my own words. I write down a few examples to show how the rule works. I say the examples aloud and check if they sound right. This simple exercise helps me learn without feeling overwhelmed. I enjoy this gentle way of learning because it makes me feel at ease. Every small step helps my language grow. I know that errors will come, and I do not fear them. I see each mistake as a lesson. When I make an error, I write down what went wrong and try again. This way, I slowly build better sentences. I learn that patience is very important. Even a small change in a sentence can make a big difference. I celebrate these small wins because they show my progress. My way of learning vocabulary and grammar is like planting a garden. Every new word is a seed that will grow with time. I water these seeds by reading, writing, and speaking. I watch them grow into bright flowers that make my language garden colorful. I enjoy watching my garden flourish with many new words and clear rules. This garden makes my mind calm and happy. I also play simple games to keep my learning fun. Sometimes I match words with their meanings. Other times I write a short story using words I have learned. I also call a friend and tell a little tale in English. These activities help me use new words and follow simple rules. Each game or story is a way to learn more and feel joyful. At the end of each day, I sit quietly and review my work. I look at my vocabulary book and diary. I see many new words and simple sentences that I have written. I feel grateful for the small steps I take every day. I know that each word and each rule builds a strong foundation in my language. I feel confident that my English will grow bit by bit. In this part of my journey, vocabulary and grammar work together like two gentle streams. One stream gives me many words to share my thoughts, and the other helps me put these words in order. I trust that this balance will help me speak and write with ease. I am excited about the new words I will learn and the simple rules I will master. Every step I take makes my path brighter. Today, I look at my notes with a warm smile. I see many words and clear sentences that show my progress. I feel that my language is slowly blossoming. I know that tomorrow I will add more words and learn more rules. I feel happy knowing that my efforts today make my English better. I am ready to build a strong bridge with words and simple grammar, one gentle step at a time. Chapter 6. Shifting Your Mindset, Thinking in English. Today, we learn to use English in our mind. This step helps us speak and understand better. It is not enough to read, write, listen, and speak. We must also think in English. When we think in English, our brain learns the language quickly. We no longer need to translate every word. We feel the language naturally. This change is a gentle shift that makes all the other skills grow. I used to translate every sentence in my head. I would see a word in a book and then think of my own language. This made my mind slow. I could not speak fast. I felt frustrated. I knew that if I kept on this way, my progress would stop. One day I decided to try something new. I chose to let my thoughts be in English. I looked at a small object on my table and said, "This is a pen." I repeated this simple sentence many times. Soon, my mind began to use English without my effort. I started small. I named things around me. I said, "This is a cup. That is a chair." I did this with all the items in my room. I made a list in my mind. Each item was a word that I knew well. I felt happy when I saw my mind work in a new way. I learned that thinking in English is like opening a new door. Each word brings me closer to fluency. I began to speak with my inner voice. I thought about my daily tasks in English. When I woke up, I said in my mind, "I wake up." I stretch my arms. When I ate breakfast, I thought, "I eat toast and drink milk." These small thoughts turned into a habit. I no longer waited to speak until I was in a conversation. I practiced in my head all day long. This helped me feel calm and ready for real talk. I also practiced describing my surroundings. I looked out the window and said, "The sky is blue. The sun shines bright." I listened to the birds and thought, "Birds sing soft songs." I felt that each observation made my mind work in English. I did not need to stop and translate. The words came directly from my thoughts. This made my speech faster and my ideas clearer. Sometimes I felt the urge to think in my native language. When this happened, I paused. I took a deep breath and said, "I choose English now." I slowly repeated a few simple sentences in my mind. I reminded myself that thinking in English is a good habit. I felt that every time I did this, my mind grew stronger. I learned that the more I think in English, the less I need to translate. My thoughts became pure and clear. I set small goals for my mind. I decided to think in English for a few minutes every hour. I used a timer to remind me. When the timer rang, I looked around and thought, I see a tree. I see a bird. I took a moment to enjoy the English words in my head. This practice made me feel relaxed and happy. I began to see that my mind was changing slowly, but surely. I also wrote down my thoughts in English. At the end of the day, I sat with my diary and wrote, Today I walked in the park. I felt the soft breeze. I saw many green trees. I used short and clear sentences. Writing my thoughts helped me check that I was thinking in English. I learned that writing and thinking together build a strong habit. Every word I wrote was a sign of my progress. I remember a day when I was very busy. I was cooking, cleaning, and talking on the phone. I decided to speak in English in my mind during all these tasks. I thought, I am chopping vegetables. I am stirring the pot. I am cleaning the table. Even when I was busy, my brain worked in English. I felt that this habit made my day smoother. I did not pause to change languages. My thoughts stayed in English like a steady river. I learned that thinking in English reduces hesitation. When I speak with others, I do not stop to search for words. My ideas come quickly, like a soft breeze that carries words with ease. I feel more confident when I speak. My voice is stronger because my thoughts are clear. I no longer fear making mistakes because my mind is set on one language. I also use moments of quiet to deepen this habit. I sit in a calm spot and let my mind wander in English. I let my thoughts form simple images and words. I think of my plans for tomorrow and say, Tomorrow I will read a book. Tomorrow I will write a short note. I see these images in my mind and feel calm. This practice makes every day a step toward true fluency. As I build this habit, I notice a change in my life. I feel lighter when I speak and listen. I no longer worry about wrong words or slow speech. My mind is free to express itself in English. This freedom gives me joy and a sense of peace. I know that every time I choose to think in English, I grow closer to my goal. Today, I celebrate the small wins. I feel proud when my thoughts come easily in English. I share my progress with a friend and we smile together. I tell them, I think in English now. I feel more confident each day. My friend listens and is happy for me. This simple exchange shows me that I am on the right path. In the end, thinking in English is a bridge. It connects what I learn with what I say. It turns reading into speaking and writing into conversation. This bridge helps me cross into a world where language is natural and free. I know that as I think in English, my skills will shine bright. I feel excited about every new word that enters my mind. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. I say to myself, I choose English now. I trust that this decision will bring me closer to my dreams. Every thought in English makes my future brighter. I look forward to the next day, where I will use my mind to build new sentences. I am ready to let English flow in every part of my life. With each thought, I step further into the world of English, free and clear. Chapter 7: Integrating English into Daily Life. Today, we learn how to make English a part of every day. I believe that using English in your daily life helps you learn faster. Every moment is a chance to practice the language. When you surround yourself with English, your mind grows used to the words. This step is about mixing English with your normal routine. I start my day by changing my phone settings to English. This small change makes me see simple words on my screen. I read the menu and text messages in English. I feel that every word I see helps my learning. Even when I check the time, the numbers and labels guide my mind to think in English. This is a simple habit that sets the tone for the day. I like to watch the morning news in English. I turn on a short news clip that uses clear and easy words. I listen to the reporter speak slowly and carefully. I try to follow every sentence with my eyes and ears. I see that the news uses everyday words that I also use. This habit fills my morning with fresh ideas and new vocabulary. I learn how to talk about daily events and simple facts. During breakfast, I read a short article or a few lines from a book. I choose a text that is light and easy. I read about a small event or a simple story. I underline new words and try to say them out loud. I write one or two of these words in my vocabulary notebook. I make sure to repeat the words later in the day. This routine helps me keep my vocabulary growing. When I go out for a walk, I use English to describe what I see. I say to myself, I see a blue car. I see a big tree. I name the objects I find on my path. I think of the colors and shapes using simple words. I practice these words until they feel natural. This quiet time in nature gives me space to use English without pressure. I learn that every step is a chance to speak, even if only in my mind. I also try to use English when I shop. I go to a local store and greet the shopkeeper with a smile. I say, "Good morning," and "How are you?" I ask simple questions about the price of an item. I say, "How much is this?" I listen to the answer and try to repeat it in my head. This practice is not hard, and it feels friendly. I learn that real conversations, even short ones, boost my confidence. At lunch, I try to chat with a friend in English. We talk about the food we like and the weather. I use the simple words I have learned. I ask, "What do you like to eat?" and answer, "I like fresh fruit." We laugh when we make small mistakes. I feel happy when I share a simple sentence. I know that every word spoken builds a strong habit. After lunch, I spend time online with other learners. I join a small group where everyone writes in English. We share our thoughts about our day. I write a few lines about my work or my plans for the evening. I keep my sentences short and clear. I learn new words from my friends and I use them in my posts. This online group makes me feel part of a community. We help each other with easy tips and kind words. Later, I take a few minutes to write in my diary. I write about my day and how I used English in small ways. I note down my feelings and the simple events I experienced. I write about the friendly smile from a stranger or the clear voice of a news reporter. I use plain sentences to share my thoughts. This diary is a quiet time for me to reflect and learn. I feel that every word written makes my English stronger. In the evening, I like to watch a short video in English. I choose a video with clear images and simple speech. I listen to the speaker and repeat a few words. I try to mimic the tone and the pace. I feel that the video teaches me natural ways to speak. I note one or two phrases that sound kind and useful. I say them aloud and feel proud of my progress. I also use English when I cook dinner. I talk to myself while I prepare food. I say, I chop the vegetables. I stir the soup. I enjoy the sounds of my own voice as I describe each step. I know that even talking to myself is a good practice. Every sentence, even if it is small, adds to my skills. I see that daily tasks become lessons in language. I take time to review my day before I sleep. I look at the notes I made in my vocabulary book. I read my diary and remember the simple moments when I used English. I think about the shop, the walk, the lunch, and the video. I feel happy when I see all the steps I have taken. I know that every moment spent in English makes my learning stronger. I feel that integrating English into daily life is a gentle and joyful habit. It is like planting seeds that will grow into a beautiful garden. Each small word and sentence is a seed. When you use them every day, they grow into strong flowers. This garden of words makes your language bright and full of life. I trust that every habit, no matter how simple, leads me closer to fluency. I end my day by thanking myself for every effort. I feel proud for using English in many small ways. I understand that the journey is long but full of small victories. I know that by using English every day, I become more comfortable and confident. I look forward to the next day with excitement and hope. I feel that English is not a burden, but a friendly tool that opens new doors. I am ready to greet tomorrow and use English with a smile. In this way, my life is filled with simple English moments. I learn through my actions, my thoughts, and my interactions. I see that each day holds a new chance to practice. I embrace every opportunity to speak, read, write, and listen. My life becomes an English adventure that I enjoy with all my heart. Chapter 8. Advanced Techniques for Accelerated Learning. Today, we step into a new phase of our English journey. In this part, we learn ways to improve faster. These methods build on what you already know. You have read, written, listened, and spoken. Now, we add more steps to boost your learning speed. One useful method is shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a speaker and then repeat their words. First, find a short video with clear speech. Watch the video with sound and clear images. Listen to one sentence. Then, pause the video. Repeat the sentence exactly as you heard it. Try to match the tone and speed. This exercise helps you copy the natural flow of English. With time, your speech will become more like that of a native speaker. Another good exercise is the echo technique. With echoing, you listen carefully to a sentence. Then, you say the sentence aloud immediately. You do this many times. Each repetition makes your voice more steady. You learn how the words should sound. This practice builds your confidence in speaking. It also improves your pronunciation in a fun way. You can also use the question and answer method. In this method, ask yourself simple questions. For example, ask, "What did I do today?" Then answer, "I went for a walk." Keep your answers short and clear. Ask another question like, "What did I eat for lunch?" Answer, "I had a sandwich." This activity trains your mind to think in English. It makes speaking feel natural. You can do this exercise in your mind or speak it out loud. It is a safe way to practice forming sentences quickly. Repetition is a key part of learning. Repeat simple phrases in different ways. For instance, if you learn the sentence, "I love the sun," try to change it to, "The sun makes me happy." By repeating with a small change, you use the same idea in new forms. This helps you see that many words can express a similar thought. The change in words also makes your language more flexible. With practice, you learn to adjust your speech for different situations. Using media is another powerful tool. The movie technique is a favorite for many learners. Choose a short scene from a movie that you enjoy. Watch the scene with subtitles first. Look at the words as you listen. Then, watch the same scene without subtitles. Try to understand the dialogue on your own. Rewind the scene if you need to. With each viewing, your ear becomes more tuned to the language. This exercise helps you learn real-life conversation and natural speech patterns. Self-assessment is very important. Record your voice when you speak English. You can use a simple recorder on your phone. Listen to the recording carefully. Compare your voice with that of a clear speaker. Notice any differences in speed or tone. Write down a few notes about what you can improve. This way, you learn to correct your mistakes. Self-assessment shows you the small steps you need to take next. Try to use these techniques every day. You may start with shadowing in the morning. Later, use the echo technique while listening to your favorite song. In the afternoon, ask yourself simple questions about your day. In the evening, watch a short movie scene to practice the movie technique. Finally, record a few sentences and listen back to them. These practices create a routine. They help you learn in many small, focused moments. I remember a time when I tried shadowing for the first time. I sat with my headphones on and listened carefully. I paused the video after each sentence. I repeated the words slowly at first. Soon, I began to speak with more confidence. My voice grew stronger with each repetition. I felt that my learning speed increased. Every small step added up to a big change. Another time, I used the question and answer method. I wrote down simple questions on a piece of paper. I answered them out loud in clear sentences. I felt proud when I completed the exercise. The method helped me think faster in English. I began to enjoy forming quick replies. This practice made my conversations more natural over time. I also use repetition with variation. I take a simple sentence and change it bit by bit. This process helps me understand that one idea can be shared in many ways. I feel that my language becomes richer with each change. I learn that flexibility is an important part of speaking. I practice this skill until I feel comfortable with the changes. Watching movie scenes without subtitles is a new challenge. At first, I felt lost without the text on the screen, but I pushed on and listened carefully. I began to understand more and more. This exercise taught me to trust my ear. With each viewing, my understanding grew. I felt that I was learning to catch words on my own. This method built my listening skills and my speaking skills together. Finally, I often record myself. I listen to my recordings with an open mind. I see clear progress in my tone and speed. I learn that even small improvements matter. I write a note about a word that I mispronounced and practice it. This self-check makes my learning steady and real. I learn to celebrate small wins. These advanced techniques are like the final pieces of a big puzzle. They help you join all the skills you have learned. They are not hard. Each method is a gentle step toward fluency. You use what you know to get better. The journey is full of small moments of success. Every practice makes your language stronger. Today, I feel excited by these new ways to learn. I see that my English grows with every new exercise. I feel that my voice, my ear, and my mind are all working together. I trust that these steps will help me speak English naturally. Every technique adds a layer of skill. I know that my journey continues with each new day. In the end, these advanced techniques help me reach my goal. They complete the puzzle of learning a language. I am ready to use these methods every day. I know that with each small effort, I move closer to fluency. I embrace every technique with a clear mind and a joyful heart. Every word, every sentence, and every sound brings me closer to speaking English with ease. Chapter 9. The Journey to Fluency, Bringing It All Together. Today, we reach the final stage of our English adventure. We have worked hard with reading, writing, listening, and speaking. We have built a strong vocabulary and learned clear rules. Every step has been a small brick in our language house. Now, it is time to see how all these pieces fit together. I start by looking back at our journey. We began with simple reading. We enjoyed stories and short texts. We wrote small sentences that told our thoughts. We listened to clear voices and repeated words. We practiced speaking by talking to ourselves and others. Each skill helped us grow bit by bit. We learned that every action, no matter how small, matters a lot. It is important to set clear goals. You do not need to be perfect. Fluency does not happen overnight. Real progress comes from small, steady steps. Native-like skill is a long-term goal. In 5 months, you can reach a high level of comfort. Your words will be clear, and your ideas will flow smoothly. The aim is to gain confidence and express yourself freely. Each day of practice brings you closer to your dream. I remember a friend who once felt lost when speaking. He practiced every day with simple sentences. He read his favorite short stories, and wrote about his day. He listened to friendly voices on the radio. Soon, he found that his words came out easily. His confidence grew with every conversation. He learned that persistence and patience are keys to success. His journey shows that hard work brings great rewards. Each step in this process is a gift. Reading opened up worlds of ideas. Writing allowed us to capture thoughts on paper. Listening helped us understand natural speech. Speaking gave us a chance to share our feelings. Vocabulary and grammar acted as tools to build clear sentences. Thinking in English made our mind work in the new language. Every skill is connected, and each one supports the other. The whole system works like a beautiful circle. I invite you to celebrate every small win. When you read a word for the first time, feel proud. When you write a short sentence, smile. When you listen and understand a simple story, enjoy the moment. When you speak, even a little, give yourself a pat on the back. All these actions add up to big progress. Do not worry about mistakes. Mistakes are signs of trying and learning. Every error shows a chance to improve. Embrace them with kindness and move forward. Now it is time for a final push. Think of every day as a new opportunity. Start your morning with a short reading session. Enjoy a simple book or an easy article. Write down a few thoughts about your dreams. Listen to a clear audio clip or a friendly podcast. Practice a small conversation with a friend or even with yourself. These actions, done every day, build a strong habit. Consistency is the secret that turns effort into achievement. I urge you to keep your goals in sight. Visualize your progress. Imagine the day when you can talk without fear. Picture yourself in a conversation where every word comes naturally. See yourself reading a book with joy and writing your own story. These images are your motivation. They remind you that your journey is worth every minute of practice. Do not let fear hold you back. Remember that learning is a path filled with little steps. Each step, though small, creates a road to success. Be brave when you speak and kind to yourself when you make mistakes. Your heart and mind are capable of great things. Trust in your progress and keep moving forward. Every day you choose English, you build a better future. Now, I call you to take action. Commit to a simple plan. Choose one habit from your day and do it in English. It might be reading a few pages, writing a short note, or talking about the weather. Make this a daily routine. Soon, you will see improvement. Your voice will become steady, and your ideas will shine through. Each day brings a fresh start and a new chance to grow. I invite you to join others who are on the same path. There are many learners like you. Together, you can share your progress and support each other. Talk with friends, join online groups, or simply smile when you hear a clear word in English. Community makes the journey fun and helps you stay motivated. When you share your small wins, you inspire others to take their steps. Finally, reflect on your journey with a grateful heart. Look back at the simple words and sentences that began your learning. See the progress in every diary entry, every conversation, and every listening session. Appreciate the time you spent learning and growing. This journey is not just about language. It is about finding a new way to express yourself. I end this chapter with a warm reminder. Every effort counts. Your journey to fluency is a collection of small, simple moments. Keep practicing, keep believing, and keep moving forward. Your voice is growing stronger every day. Enjoy the adventure and cherish every new word. The path is open, and your future in English is bright. Embrace it with joy and confidence, one simple sentence at a time.